morning. Welcome back to Made by Amanda Mal. I'm Amanda and I make stuff. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a crochet artist. I mostly make amigurumi plushie type items that I sell at market events and online. And today we are on our way to my first ever 2-day event. This is also the most I've ever spent on a vendor fee for an event, so I was like very nervous about that. It was a $250 vendor fee for the weekend. And eventually the lady did call me back, so we're good to go with that. And I just asked her some questions about the setup, like what time I should be here and everything. This event is an hour and a half away from my house, and I was going to try to stay overnight somewhere closer, but if you watch my last video, the last few weeks have been very unproductive because my fluffy son, Honey Mustard, is sick, and I just didn't feel comfortable leaving him overnight. I also wanted to thank everybody that sent him good wishes. No extreme update, but he is on medicine now, so hopefully he will be getting better. But anyway, I say that to say that this event is like almost an hour and a half away from my house, and I asked the lady on the phone what time I should be there for setup, and she was like, oh, setup starts at 6 a.m. 6 a.m.? Ma'am. Knowing how far away this is from my house, I just knew I was not going to be getting there at 6 a.m. honestly. So I was like, okay, well, what time is the setup until? And she said, you know, all right, like the latest you could get here is like 7:30. I forget when the event even starts, maybe like 8:30 or 9, but she said that this event is like on a boardwalk, and she was like, you know, there's people on the boardwalk super early, so like riding their bikes and going for runs and stuff, so the earlier you could be set up, the better. So I aimed for 7:30, and I wanted to be there a little earlier than that, like between 7 and 7:30, and I was like kind of early, and then on my way out of the house, my poor little son peed on the rug, so I had to like clean that up. So now we are aiming for exactly 7:30, and it's just always scary going to a new event where you don't know what the setup's going to be. That's always the most stressful part for me, is like getting there, figuring out like where I should be, and getting all of my stuff for the setup to my spot. That's always like the most stressful part for me. The setup is just so stressful. And I do have the grid walls in the car, and this will only be my second event with the grid walls, and it will be my first event setting them up entirely on my own. I was lucky enough to have Sam with me last time, so she was a big help in helping me get the legs on and getting them to my spot and everything. And while I was on the phone with that lady, she said something like, oh yeah, setup is fairly easy if you're strong enough to like kind of throw your tent over the boardwalk. And I'm not sure what she meant by that, but that makes me a little nervous. Haven't been to the gym in a minute. So as you'll see once I set up, I definitely do not have the kind of inventory I would hope to have for an event like this. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. You know, maybe we'll get lucky and I will sell everything out today and then not have to go tomorrow. I'm just kidding. Be less. There are chances of thunderstorms today and tomorrow, so I'm just praying that they hold off, because after the last couple of weeks I've had, I honestly don't know if I could emotionally handle that. It'll be a good experience to just kind of feel out the vibe, see how it is, to see if it's something I would consider doing again. I've always wanted to do an event down here just to see how it goes and everything, so I'm excited. I am very excited. I will be bringing you guys along today, and then at the end of this video I will be doing a market breakdown of how everything went. So I will check back in with you guys when I get there. Okay guys, I just got here. I got assigned my space. The drive was okay, it wasn't terrible, and I just wanted to show you guys what they meant by throwing stuff over the boardwalk. I'm about to put all my stuff over this boardwalk, look. So here's where my car is parked, and this is the boardwalk right here, and my spot's like on the boardwalk over there. So I'm gonna get all my stuff up there. Wish me luck. Okay, I can't do it.
Guys, I need to do a quick check-in. I'm set up. Things are crazy. My setup took forever just because of the grid balls and everything, but I'm set up. It's so beautiful down here and people are starting to come by. My first sale was like $131 and I feel like I'm not gonna have enough for these 2 days. What was I thinking? This is crazy. The setup today, crazy. Something I've never done before. I wanted to give you guys the vibe because there's like boardwalk on both sides. So we have like a 360 kind of setup today. I'll show you the vibe. Okay, so this is like the first side of the boardwalk. So on this side, I have my keychains. Already sold a lot of keychains and our Yodas and pencils and some more keychains down there. And then we have this table over here. Here's what that is looking like. Oh, I sold my giraffe. I gotta put another one out. And there's that table. And then if you come around to this side of the boardwalk, look at my view today. Absolutely stunning. There's the ocean right there. And then here is our other side. We have a table over here with some stuff. Sorry, my shadow's like in the way. Look at our snap snakes up here. Good morning. Hi. Halloween-y fall stuff over here and all of our pumpkins up there. These ones are cool little bracelets too. They like snap. Oh. Yeah.
Bracelet. You don't want a bracelet, do you?
That's a slap bracelet.
You want a snake slap bracelet?
Yep. I think they're cool. Guys, it's 10 a.m. and I sold so much stuff. I'm sorry I haven't been back to update, but it's been crazy. One thing I will never do again is not update and have my Square stuff ready. Sometimes I wait until like I'm here to do that and like add all my new stuff to Square while I'm just sitting here. And I just didn't have time to do that today. So as people are buying things, I'm just like typing in numbers into Square. So that'll be interesting when we do the market breakdown. I'll have to figure out what even sold. I don't even know what I was selling or what I was doing. It was a blur. Everything was a blur. I am very nervous. I don't know if we're gonna have enough inventory for 2 days. I kind of said that as like a joke. I'm like, oh, I'll sell out today, but like, what if I do? Then I'm screwed. Then I'm screwed for tomorrow. So that's interesting. I just almost cried because there were like these 2 kids with their family, like a little boy and a little girl, and the little girl wanted a turtle, so the family was gonna buy her a turtle, and the little boy loved the snap snakes. Haven't sold any snap snakes yet, and he loved the snap snakes, and they were telling him that they weren't cool. They were like, those are really girly, like you don't want those. They're not girly, they're snakes, and they're snap bracelets, which are cool for any gender. Like, what do you mean? And I literally was like, I think they're cool. I said that to him. I was like, I think they're cool. And he was gonna buy one, and they literally said no. They were like, no, they're girly. If you want a snap bracelet, we'll get you a different kind. So yeah, I almost cried over that. I felt so bad for him. And snap snakes are not girly. Like, what are you even saying? I gotta start crocheting. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. Guys, this is my Grammy. She came to see me. Say hi to the people.
Hi, everyone. Come on out and see us.
Also, this is my cousin Alicia. We got a full house here in the tent today. You'll love to see it. Alicia, go pretend like you're a customer and you're like looking at all my stuff and you're like talking about how great it is so that people want to come up to the tent.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah, be like, wow. Oh my God. You're killing it.
I'm saying.
It's just perfect back to school teacher gifts. It's great. Are people coming? No, no one's coming right now.
No,
Is the other one the same color? Or? Yep, it's the same. Krabby Crabs.
Oh, I love crabs.
They're inspired by my dad because he's crabby.
He's not. Yeah, he's a little bit more your dad, I guess.
You guys, you are never going to believe what just sold. Not my giant unicorn, but I sold my giant flamingo that I've had forever. I was sad to see her go, but I'm also so happy that she's gonna go to a good home. I've had her for a while now. That is crazy. I'm like so happy. Just had to let you guys know. I sold a couple more things and I just feel like I don't have enough on the tables to like warrant a whole other day. I'm gonna show you what the setup is looking like right now, and I mean, you're not gonna be able to like give me feedback now, but you'll get it when you see the tables. Look. Okay, so keep in mind that what you're seeing on the tables is literally all I have. I don't have anything else in bags or anything. So we have like a couple kitties, a couple doggies. My little pencil guide didn't do great today. We didn't sell any of those. This is it. And then we have some keychains left. And then, oh, my bee fell. What are you doing? And then over here, this is all we have. Fall stuff didn't pop off extremely well, but that's okay. I sold my Toy Story alien, and I sold Swift the seagull today, guys. I sold a lot of my snakes. And then this, I just put the pumpkins out. I took the other shelf down and like moved the stuff over here. And that's literally all I have. And by the time I get home, it's gonna be like after 8 o'clock. Like I'm not gonna have time to like make a bunch more stuff. So I don't know. I just don't really think that it's gonna be worth the drive. Hey guys, it's literally been a couple minutes since I filmed that last video, and I just sold all of the frogs that I had left. I sold another cat, a ghost. I sold a couple more things, and I decided I'm not coming tomorrow. I just don't have enough stuff. Like, I think this is a me error. Like, I'm honestly bummed because I could have made so much more money if I had enough inventory to bring tomorrow, but I just don't have it, and I don't want to like drive all the way here and have an embarrassing amount of stuff on the tables. Like, I just don't want to do that. So that sucks. But I would definitely come to this event again. This is like a weekend thing that they have here in the summer, so I would definitely do this again. And now I kind of know what to expect for next time, which is nice. It's also supposed to rain tomorrow, so I'm not trying to drive all the way here and then have it rain. That would be like worst case scenario. Overall great day, and I did just buy these really cute tie-dye pants from the tie-dye vendor. Hello!
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you guys? Sorry, I'm back. I bought these super cute pants from like a tie-dye vendor. I'm always looking for like comfy pants, but I can never find pants that fit because I'm really short, so I was literally like, I'm trying these on in this tent. I hope you don't mind. I just tried them on under my dress, and they fit, and I bought them, and I'm happy about that purchase. I'm probably just gonna pack up soon, and I'm packing up all my stuff. So I guess I'll be back for a breakdown pretty soon. And thanks for hanging out with me today. Hello guys, I am back. I'm here for the market breakdown. So as you can tell, I did not make it to the second day of my 2-day event. And just to recap why that was, by the end of Saturday, I really didn't have much left on the table. The maximum amount that I could have made on Sunday was like a couple $100, and since it was so far of a drive, I would have hit a ton of Sunday shore traffic coming home. It would have been a really long day, and I just don't think that it would have been necessarily worth it for me to go, and that's totally on me. It kind of sucks because I definitely could have made like way more than I did actually make. We'll recap that at the end of this video, but you know, I lost almost a week of prep because of all the kitty stuff, and there's not too many things that I love more than crochet, but my kitties are one of them, and it is what it is. It was just, you know, a crazy week. I did email the event organizer and just let her know how grateful I was to be there, and let her know the situation. I was honest and just told her that I sold a lot more than I had anticipated. I had a really great day, and unfortunately it just wouldn't be worth it for me to come back the next day, but I will be way more prepared for next season. We can talk more about that after. We are going to go through everything that sold. I did have a lot of transactions, so I'm not going to do every single individual transaction in this video. I'm just going to talk about how much of what sold, and then I'll give you my overall results at the end. But I did want to tell you guys about my very first sale. My very first sale was at 8:56. I will say the event organizer was definitely right in saying that the earlier you can be set up, the better, because there were a ton of people on the boardwalk very early in the morning riding bikes and stuff like that. So I think I could have been making sales earlier had I been set up a little earlier. But by the time I set up, it was definitely close to 9, and my first sale was at 8:56. This sale was a sunflower turtle. My sunflower turtle, first thing to sell, a green mushroom, a red mushroom, 2 cookie keychains, a yellow ducky keychain, 2 more keychains that I don't even know what it was. I think it was a ghost. This was like at the point where I didn't even update my square yet. So some things, like one thing I have in this specific order was like a custom amount for $12. I don't even remember what that was. Maybe a bat, I think. I don't remember. 2 bee keychains, a chubby frog, and my brown spotted cow. This order was $131. That was my first sale of the day. I was at that moment, I was like, it's gonna be a good day, folks. It is gonna be a good day. So that was the way I started the day, and that was just amazing. But it was also stressful because I was like, wow, am I gonna have enough stuff to get through these 2 days? And turns out I in fact did not. Okay, now for just everything that sold in general. I sold one of the big aliens that I brought, the like Toy Story themed one. I was super excited about that. I sold him for $30. I sold that blueberry that I had for $15. A lot of people loved the blueberry, so that was good to note. I did not sell the banana that I had. I was really surprised about that. Usually people like love the bananas, and my banana didn't sell, but the blueberry did. I sold one of the 2 gray cats that I had. I sold one of 2 black cats that I had. I sold that cute little white cat that I made. So those were 3 cats. I also sold my loaf cat. That was like one of the first things to sell, and all the cats were $20 each. I sold all the cows that I brought. I had a brown spot cow, a purple heart spot cow, and 2 of the hot pink heart spot cows. They all sold for $25 each. I sold one of my Krabby Crabs. Everyone like got a big kick out of the Krabby Crabs, but I only sold one out of the 2 that I brought for $16. I sold both of my elephants, the gray one and the blue one, for $28 each. My favorite sale of the day was I sold my giant flamingo, the giant jumbo flamingo that I've had for like quite a while now, for $65. It was one of the things I sold very late in the day, and I was so excited about it. Also very sad to see her go, but I'm not gonna lie, she was taking up a lot of my table space, and she's just like, you know, if you know, you know. She's like floppy and stuff, so I'm happy she went to a good home, and I'm so happy I sold her. I sold that one singular football that I've had for a little bit now. I dropped the price to $20. I was originally selling it for $25, but I dropped it to $20, and it sold to a cute little baby. I did sell my cute little teal dragon that I had for a long time just because I wanted to keep him, but I ended up bringing him to this event, and he did sell from these cute girls that like really liked him, and they were back and forth about if they were going to buy him or not, and they ended up buying him, so they will give him a great home, I'm sure. And he was $28, and I will miss him very much. One of the very last things that I sold was 1 out of 3 of those pencils, Sketch the pencils that I made. They didn't do great. A lot of people looked at them and they were like, oh, these would be so great for your classroom, blah, blah, blah. A lot of teachers and stuff like that were looking at them, and no one wanted to buy them. So maybe I had them priced too high. I had them priced at $14. They like came out pretty like decently sized, so I thought that 14 was a good price. I sold both of those cute potted plants that I had, the daisy one and the sunflower one. I sold them both for $20 each. I sold Swift the seagull for $35, and I feel like that was like full circle because he had actually been at this shore before when I filmed that crazy YouTube short, TikTok, if you've seen it anywhere, about him going to the Jersey Shore, and it was full circle for him, and he sold at the Jersey Shore. Like, how cute is that? So again, sad to see him go, but I was happy that he sold. I had one stingray that I just had left over from some of my other events, and I sold that for $12. I only sold 2 baby Yodas, which was $26 total of my sales. That's interesting. Those were one of the things I stayed up extra late the night before the event to make, because usually, I mean, the last couple events I brought them to, they did really well, but I only sold 2 out of the, I think I brought 5, so that's interesting. I sold 2 of the candy corns that I had. They were $10 each, so that was $20 of my sales. I sold 2 dogs, and they were both the black dogs that I made, which is interesting. Usually those like yellow dogs that I make, the kind with like the mustard yarn, usually those are the most popular, but I only sold 2 dogs and they were the black ones. They were $25 each, so that was $50 of my sales. I sold 2 of 3 ghosts that I brought. They were $12 each, so that was $24. I sold both giraffes that I brought. They were $28 each. I sold 2 of the couple pumpkins that I brought. I sold a small one, I think it was the copper-ish color one, and I sold a medium one. It was like that blue color, if you saw it earlier in this video. That one was $15, and then the small one was $10. I sold all 3 of the possums that I brought for a total of $36. I wish that I was able to make more of those because they're usually a great seller for me. Maybe I should have made more possums instead of baby Yodas. I don't know. It is what it is now, I guess. I sold 4 of the 6 snap snakes that I brought. I was selling them for $15 each, and they did take a little bit to sell. I thought they would be, you know, flying off a little faster than that. I don't know if people like necessarily got the vibe of them. I actually started wearing one, and once I started wearing it, like people kind of paid, it seemed like people paid a little more attention to that, so that's interesting. I didn't know how to like get it across that they were snap bracelets. Like once people noticed that they were snap bracelets, like they were way more excited about it. And if people came over to the table and I noticed that they were looking at them, I was like, oh, these are snap bracelet snakes, and I would do a little demonstration, and that's how I made most of those sales. But yeah, I still sold 4, so I'm happy with that, and those are something I will definitely continue making for my future events because I just love making them and I think they're cute, so I'm gonna make them. I sold both of the spiders that I had. I only brought 2, and I sold 2. They were $12 each. I sold 6 of the, I think I had like 8 or 9 chickens that I brought. I sold them for $12 each, and that ended up being $72 of my sales. I did sell all 6 chubby frogs that I had. That was a really great seller for me, and that was $72 of my sales. I sold 8 out of the, I think I brought 9 mushrooms, so I sold 8, and that was $102 of my sales. I sold 8 out of the 8 triceratops that I brought, which was $96 of my sales. Sold out of those. I sold all 8 of my turtles. Can you guys guess what the last turtle was to sell? It was my strawberry shortcake turtle. She took forever to sell. She was like one of the last things on the table, which I was really surprised about. Sometimes she sells really quick. Sometimes people just don't love her the way that I do. I don't know what's good with that, but she did eventually sell. So I sold all of them, and that was $173 of my sales. I sold all 9 axolotls that I brought. That was $117 of my sales. They were $13 each. And my best seller of the day was my keychains. I sold 18 keychains for $144 worth of my sales. The bee keychains were my best seller. I sold 5 of those. I sold 3 of the yellow ducky ones, 3 of my Pokeball keychains, 3 cookie keychains, only 2 octos, 1 white ducky, and 1 of my ghost keychains. Oh, the ghost and pumpkin keychain patterns are finally out. They should be out by the time you are seeing this video. They are a free pattern on my Instagram, so go check those out. I'm not gonna lie, my fall stuff didn't do as great as I had anticipated, and I have a couple theories behind that. My first theory is just that it's still summer and people aren't really thinking about fall stuff yet. But my other theory, something that I've noticed, is that pretty much all my fall stuff was on one of my grid walls, like on the shelves on my grid wall, and I just feel like people don't look at the grid walls as much as they are looking at the things on the tables, which is interesting. Like, I feel like it would be the opposite, but for some reason all the stuff that I end up putting on the grid walls, it like kind of gets almost looked over. And it was at this event, it was after this event, where I decided I am retiring the grid walls. I know, I'm always like annoying about it, and I'm back and forth about loving them and not loving them, but the final decision was made, not just because of this situation with the fall stuff, but when I was packing up all of my stuff, I was so tired. It was just me breaking everything down. I'm like throwing things off of the side of the boardwalk, and I go to pack the grid walls back up in the car. In my last video, I had specifically said that I know the grid walls are gonna tear up my car, and I asked for suggestions. You guys gave me great suggestions. Unfortunately, the pool noodle thing wasn't viable because the space that I'm squeezing them into is so tight. Like, there is like no space for pool noodles, but I did bring a small towel that I put over the corners, and when I packed them into the car before the event, I put the towel on the corners. But when I was breaking down after the event, I couldn't find the towel in the car, and I was so tired. I was like, whatever, these are just going in the car. I shoved them into the car, ripped the top lining of my car. And that was how I concluded the day on Saturday, and I was not happy about that. And I'm just done with them. Like, the setup takes forever, like having to screw the legs on, and you know, I think they look cool, but like I said, people aren't even really paying a ton of attention to them anyway, so I'm just done with them. I'm honestly done with them. They make me like not look forward to setting up, and it's just too stressful, and now I have a giant rip in my car and I'm pissed. So we're retiring the grid walls. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Maybe sell them on Facebook Marketplace. We'll see. Maybe keep them just in case. If I was doing a ton of really big events, or if I had like a bigger transport for them, maybe, but it's just not worth the stress of just me having to like set them up and break them down and put them in the car and take them out of the car. I'm done with it. I'd rather set up 73 tables than set up the grid walls. So that's how I feel about that. Wait, guys, I'm inserting this because I just came up with a great idea. Well, I don't know if it's great. You guys gotta let me know. But since I'm retiring the grid walls, I'm in the market for a new type of setup for my events, which will consist of tables, maybe shelves, I don't know. So I was thinking, there's no one I trust more than you guys when it comes to this stuff. So if you are watching this and you sell any kind of craft or have any kind of setup at events, I was thinking you guys could send me pictures of your setups, and then my next video we can kind of go through different people's setups. I like love seeing setups. I love getting new ideas, and I think that could be a really cool video. So if you're interested, and if we get enough pictures submitted, you could send me a picture through my Instagram at @madebymanamau or my email at @madebymanamau. If we get enough, I'll make a video on that, and hopefully soon, because I need a new setup. So if you're interested, please submit a pic and it might be featured in that video. Also, if you do submit a picture, please comment below and just let me know that you did submit a picture, just to make sure that I don't miss it. Now that that rant is done and out of the way, my total sales, I sold $1,634 worth of stuff, which was great for the day. It was 106 items. However, my vendor fee for this event was $250. I also had to pay $20 to park, so that was $270. My square fees and discounts were $18.66, and my material costs, like I said, I didn't fully calculate them, but they're about $152, which brings my total profit to $1,193.34, which is great for the day. It's definitely a better day than most of my events I've had recently, so I'm happy about that. It just hurts me to think about how much I could have made if I was there for the 2 days. I think that for just a 1-day thing, that isn't great compared to the vendor fee, but if I was there for both days and it was nice out both days, I think it definitely would have been worth it. So that's on me. That doesn't like have to do with the event in general. I would say that it was a success, and this is definitely an event I would go to next season, and I would just be better prepared. A lot of weekends down there at that shore, they have other events going on, like stuff on the beach and everything. This particular weekend there was nothing going on, so I think next season maybe I would sign up for one of those weekends where there's like a ton of things going on, and I might even do a little better. So overall, I'm really happy I went and I checked it out, and I had a great day. All my family came to see me, and the weather was beautiful. The setting was beautiful. I mean, I was like right off of the beach, and it was just a great way to spend a Saturday. So I guess technically I still have not done a 2-day event, and I don't have any coming up anytime soon. So we'll see, but I do have a lot of other events coming up and a lot of fall events that I'm hoping will be really successful. I have another event, not this weekend, but the weekend after. That's not a super big event, but I will bring you guys there for that. Thank you so much for putting up with me throughout this video and all of my videos if you've watched any of them. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!